Ladies and gentlemen, he's been waiting patiently. He's had some problems with his internet. We are now talking to former New York Jets defensive end, our friend, Quinton Copless.
Let's do it.
What's up,
Yeah. Quinton? I'm so happy to be back with the crew.
What's up,
Two Live crew back again, man.
That's right. No Jabba, because he's been in New York for the last couple of days. So Jabba came out. He was working for, he's signing autographs at the, what do they call it? The Pinstripe Bowl or whatever they call it. Mm-hmm. So that all the Yankees go to, they have it's a 3-day thing. And each day they have specific Yankees that come down and sign autographs. Jabba he did it on Saturday. On Friday, he was working with Barstool. They were doing some kind of recording thing. So Jabba flew out, and me and Jabba met up at American Whiskey. It was the first time we actually met. We've been digital pen pals for the last year and a half. So it was the first time we met, and then Jabba trying to shoot the, the crap and trying to make fun of my size. And I'm like, dude, you're 6'3", I'm 5'10" and a quarter. And he started making fun. I was like, dude, you're only 4 inches bigger than me. You're not that much bigger than me. Yeah, like you, Quinn.
He forgot about the quarter.
He forgot about the quarter, Quinn. He forgot about the quarter. I mean, seriously, think about it. I'm not a big tall guy. I'm muscular. I'm a big guy. I used to be 230. I lost about 30 pounds over the last I would say the last 10 months. I've been taking care of myself, stopped eating sugar drinks. I was pre-diabetic, as everybody is when you get to this age. Yeah. 5.8.
If you're in America, you're pre-diabetic.
Yeah, I mean, because we like our food, man. I like my ice cream at 11 o'clock at night, man. I mean, I got my. By the way, what is your favorite ice cream?
I am a butter pecan guy.
Ah, butter pecan.
That was my grandfather's favorite. So
I'm a mint chocolate chip guy. So I like mints. So that's my thing. I like it. And listen, everybody says, my girlfriend says it's like a green. It looks like green shit. That's what she says when she looks at it with like things hanging out of it. It doesn't taste like that. It's a nice, tasty, sweet taste. Anyways, I had to ask you that question, but it does not taste like toothpaste fish. It definitely doesn't.
That's a good comparison.
No, it doesn't, because it depends on what you get. Now, at Friendly's, it has a little bit of a different taste. Turkey Hill's different. The bunny one is a little different.
Depends on the brand. Yeah, I haven't had a lot of brands, so what brand do you suggest that doesn't taste like toothpaste?
You're probably my friends. One of my friends love coffee ice cream, and I don't like coffee, so I couldn't even.
I love coffee. I don't know about coffee.
It's terrible, man. And even the smell of it gets me sick to my stomach. I was at Carvel the other day. And I see these two older people. They're going up there and they ask for hard ice cream. And they're looking at it like, give me that coffee chocolate chip. I was like, coffee chocolate chip? I almost threw up. And then the guy that owns the place, because he always hooks me up on Wednesday. Mike, we love you over here. He hooks me up with, a lot of ice cream. I make a joke. I'm like, who buys chocolate chip coffee? I mean, he says a lot of people. It's a very popular, taste. It's like, yeah, it looks like crap in it.
Iced coffee is popular, so I believe it.
Oh, it's disgusting, man.
I don't understand that part either. Like iced coffee just doesn't make sense.
I like how you say it, iced coffee. Coffee.
Yeah.
You don't use the cough, like coffee. Coffee.
Nah,
My girlfriend, she's got that Brooklyn accent. She goes, coffee.
Yeah, nah.
Coffee.
I'm gonna leave that to y'all. It's coffee.
Yeah, coffee. That's the Carolina way of speaking.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Give me a coffee if you
yeah.
I'm at Starbucks.
It's coming on.
Now, when we say Starbucks, you call it Starbucks. Box.
Starbucks. Yeah.
Like a box. Starbucks.
Yeah.
Starbucks. Let's go to Starbucks. Anyways, we are talking to former New York Jets defensive end, our friend Quinton Copless. Now, Quinton, we had a bet. We had a bet last time you were on the show about the Gremlin. Okay? We had a bet.
Hey, there were some conditions too, though. But go ahead. I'm gonna let you live.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Now he did play 10 games, my friend. He did play 10. He played 10 games. So.
But what was the conditions?
I don't remember what the conditions were. What were the conditions? Okay.
Well, the main bet was he wouldn't get an interception. I have to find the conditions. I don't remember the conditions.
What were the conditions?
The conditions if he just played DB. It wasn't if he. I told you he was going to fail at doing this two-way thing in the NFL.
Yeah, he did.
No, I remember that, but we knew he wasn't going to play just DB. We knew they were going to mix it up.
That was my condition. Like if we expected him to play both, but we didn't. I mean, that was before the season, so we didn't know.
Yeah,
I was hoping that they would be, sensible and say, "Hey, you're going to be a DB," but they wanted to try the whole two-way player, and it just was. It was a crash out. I mean, every former player was saying the same exact thing. Like, bro, who do you think this isn't Colorado? Like, it's not going to happen.
We had Foye Oluwakin, and I know you know who he is. He's one of the best linebackers in the NFL. He came on the show last week, and I brought up Travis the Gremlin Hunter, and he looked at me and was like, I never heard that. I said, go look at it's all over social media now. I gave him a nickname. Now people are using it on their stories.
Oh, the Gremlin.
So, the Gremlin. Yeah. And by the way, we showed him the photo. He kind of giggled at it. He says, you don't know him, yet you have to understand him as a person before you can judge him. And I said, well, when you go out there, when I was at the Heisman Trophy dinner, and you bring up the New York Jets and say, "Hey, you don't want to play for the Jets. The Jets are a terrible organization." Well, that's great for you to say. You're also playing for an organization that has failed every single year too. When was the Jacksonville Jaguars ever a winning organization? They've never even won a Super Bowl. So for him to come out and say, "Well, the Jets are a terrible organization," yeah, they're terrible, just as bad as the Jacksonville Jaguars. So and by the way, Jacksonville didn't start playing good football until he was done for the season. That was when they started picking up their game and started playing really good football. And I have to say something. Trevor Lawrence looked like a competent quarterback. But that's just my opinion. So you were right about it. But I want to get into the Jets because you're a former Jet. Yep. I'm sure you have your own opinion. I've checked out some of your posts over the last couple of weeks. So, and me and you are friends. And I as a friend, I want to get into what you think is going on with the New York Jets. Aaron Glenn was interviewing Wink Martindale. He had him in once, and he told him that he's going to run the defense. Then he told Wink Martindale on his own penny to fly back. He wanted to interview him for a second time. He told Wink that he's calling the plays. He would be the number 2 guy, mixing it around. Now, when you hear something, when you hear a coach like that come out. Now, we all know the Aaron Rodgers story before the season started. He did the same thing to Aaron Rodgers. He told Aaron Rodgers to come fly over here because he wanted to talk to him, and then told him once he walked through the door, you're no longer going to be a part of this organization. We're going with another roster spot. We're going with Justin Fields or whatever. We're going with a new quarterback. When you hear that, when you're interviewing for a coaching job or you're a quarterback looking to come back and you hear that from your coach, are you going to trust that this coach is going to put you in the right position to succeed? And do you trust this coach moving forward with your organization? Yes or no?
No, not for me. We're hearing the same things when it comes to Aaron Glenn, when it comes to his attitude, when it comes to his personality, his character. And, I don't know him well enough to, very well judge him on that. I've had interactions with him. Always been a very overly confident oral type guy. I could take that hit or miss. I got to know you to kind of, really give you that full judgment in regards to who I believe you to be. But, you just gave 2 examples of the same type character issue that everybody's been complaining about. There was Jets fans that was he was too arrogant, coming in. They had issues with him coming in about his arrogance and things of that nature. So to me, I think that is a red flag. That is a huge red flag. And the fact that you are playing with people's emotions and emotions during this process says more about you than it does about, them trying to get a job.
Q, when you look at all the coaches that turned down even interviewing with the Jets, John Gruden was a guy that the Jets really liked. John Gruden has not coached in the NFL since that scandal of the text messages or emails that were going on. He sued the NFL. He won obviously against the NFL, and nobody's hired him as an offensive coordinator or as a head coach. Finally, the Jets wanted to interview him. He probably would have won the Jets over and Aaron Glenn over as their offensive coordinator. He told the Jets to go bug off. He had no interest in interviewing for that offensive coordinator job. Do you believe the reason why he decided not to even sit down and have a conversation with the New York Jets is because of Aaron Glenn?
For sure. Based off, we're a brotherhood, we're a fraternity. Players talk to coaches, coaches talk to players. The GAs are kind of like the middle people that kind of facilitate messages and, tell the players that they're hearing this, tell the coaches that they're seeing this, X, Y, and Z. So when you hear that and you're hearing all these different things, John Gruden is a man's man. He's a man's coach. He's an alpha type coach. He's not going to allow Aaron Glenn to kind of talk down on him in a sense, even if he got the head coach position. And I think that's the issue, not only just with Aaron Glenn, I just think that's the issue with the Jets organization overall, which is the reason why we've had so many great talents and so many semi-orchestrated, well put together teams, but we can't never get across the edge. We can't never get over that hump. And it's because we don't got no coaching.
So I want to mention kind of the process that we've seen the Jets kind of reinventing the wheel at times. I think since they let you go, you went to Miami. I think since then we've seen a lot of it where Adam Gase went to hire Joe Douglas after they fired Mike McCarthy after the draft. And then you look at obviously 7 coaches getting fired out of nowhere this offseason. Do you think their Jets are trying to reinvent the wheel too much with a lot of their decisions?
They don't have a culture, so it's unstable in all their ways. Basically, at the end of the day, it's like you make irrational decisions. You're not putting the right people in the right place. It's like keep hiring your friends and thinking that they're going to do a good job because they're your friends, instead of hiring the right people that understand personnel, that understand football from an X's and O's position, and understand how to orchestrate and create a culture. It's not rocket science. But because you just keep hiring you just keep, filling positions is what I would call it. You know what I'm saying? Like you just putting people in position, they're getting the titles and things of that nature, but there's no a real game plan. There's no agenda. Their resume may say, oh, yeah, X, Y, Z, he's did this, he's been there, he's coached here, whatnot, but you're not putting the right people in the right place. And I don't think Aaron Glenn is a head coach. I just think he's a good defensive coordinator.
We are talking.
So that was a bad pick anyway.
We are talking to former New York Jets defensive end, our friend Quinton Coplles. Quinton, the New York Jets over the years have never brought a veteran coach. Adam Gase is probably the only veteran coach they've hired, and he was only a veteran because Miami fired him, and he wasn't there with Miami for very long. I think he was there for 3 or 4 years. It wasn't an accomplished coach. Why do you think the New York Jets over the years have not brought in a veteran coach, an accomplished coach that have won somewhere or some other place or in a place where, he was positioned to succeed when he went to the Jets?
Well, I think it's the same thing. It goes back so veteran coaches want to come in and establish the culture that they're going to run, the program that they're going to run. And I don't think the Jets allow that to happen. And I think they follow the trend of it's a young man's league. And so it's something that they love potential and they love the build-up. They don't actually want to establish a culture. So for instance, if you look at the Steelers, right? And you look at Mike Tomlin having a 20-year career with no losing seasons. There was a lot of bad teams within that, but there was a culture there that kept everything intact. It's like Michael Jordan that you were talking about earlier. It's like running the triangle offense. It's like you can give it, Michael Jordan his praise and his flowers, but when you run it, when you actually understand basketball and you're looking at how that triangle offense is developing and guys are buying in, Dennis Rodman is not out there trying to score 30 and he's getting rebounds and he's playing defense. And Steve Kerr ain't trying to be, this superhero. He's just doing what he's supposed to do and being ready for the shot. Those things matter. And Jets haven't established a culture. We don't know what the identity of the Jets is. And to be honest, the fans got more of a culture than the actual team and the organization. Y'all, at least y'all understand y'all role, position, and in places and how to, organize to be organized together. The organization overall is the wrong people in the wrong places, and the wrong people got the ears of the people who are making decisions, and they're just making horrible decisions from a front office stance and from a coach stance, and you give up way too quick.
All right, so you brought up the fans, and a lot of these media guys, and I can't stand half of them, and honestly, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And the fans, I think, is the biggest problem right now for the New York Jets. When the fans are starting to speak, get rid of the coach or get rid of the offensive coordinator or get rid of the players, then Woody Johnson steps in and he breaks bread with the fans and he does whatever the fans want. And I think that's the problem, is the fans think that they know more than the organization. The fans think, or the media thinks, that making this move is the best move for the organization. And I think over the years, as a Jet fan, has been a big problem for this organization. If ownership just understands to bring in a GM, if you're hiring a GM to do his job, let him run the organization. James Dolan, the reason why the Knicks are successful with Leon Rose and Worldwide West is because James Dolan finally gave the reins to Leon Rose. And he trusts Leon Rose that he can run this organization. He doesn't have to step in to break bread with the fans or you know what, I don't like this player, get rid of him, I don't want him here, like we've seen him do many, many times. Do you think that maybe ownership needs to kind of step away and stop listening to the fans, stop listening to the media, all these stupid radio shows, these Jet podcasts that think they know more than everybody else? Do you think maybe ownership should let Moji do what he was hired to do?
Ideally, you would think that would be the case, but it's still a business. So, like, he has to tend to the fans and hear them out to keep them buying tickets, to keep them engaged, and to keep them going back and forth in regards to, merch, ticket sales, season ticket holders.
Hold on 1 second, Q. So you're going to tell me that Kansas City and Andy Reid and that organization is listening to the fans? Oh, don't like this guy.
They're not in that. They're not in the Jets' position. That's totally different. That's, again, they have a culture. They have an understanding. There's already.
But they were, Q. They were in that position. They were. They were. That's right. Because they finally brought in a competent coach that knew what he was and knew what he was doing. So maybe if the Jets did something like that, maybe next time if Aaron Glenn fails, bring in a John Gruden. Tell John, you and Moji are going to be working.
I'm not against them bringing in John Gruden. I don't think they would do it. That's what I'm saying. So you in the front office, I trust you to make that decision to do it. The front office that they have are going to say, hey, we got to go young. Because that's the trend. Got to go young. Got to get one of these winning offensive coordinators that went too deep in the playoffs. It's the same trend. So that's what I'm saying. So they're not trying to establish a culture of trying to actually win another Super Bowl. They are literally just being complacent and just saying, "Hey, we're what 3 or 4 on the scale in regards to the most money franchise in the league." So it's not hurting their bottom line. And it's okay. You're in the biggest media market, so the mediocrity is a different level versus if you was Cleveland, you know what I mean, and you don't get talked about until football season. We still here right now talking about the Jets and trying to fix their issues for them, and they're not listening.
All right, so there's a guy who's been all over the media. He does a show on ESPN New York, and that's Bart Scott. I know you know who he is. You played with him with Rex Ryan. He's a Rex Ryan guy. He's come out over the last couple of weeks saying that he wants a job with the Jets. Pay me $1 million. I'll come and be your defensive coordinator. I'll be your linebacker coach. Do you believe that Bart Scott, who has no experience as a coach, would work over there with Aaron Glenn? Tell me why this would work, because honestly, I love Bart. I think he's a unique personality. He's a horrible media guy. He's not an analyst. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything but football, but he's talking about basketball, hockey. Do you think I'm taking advice from Bart Scott about hockey, the Rangers and the Islanders? And I'm listening to this guy talk about hockey like he knows something.
Right, which is tell you where his focus is. No, Dave Harris was our middle linebacker. He called all the plays. He made all the adjustments. You know, me and him don't have the best relationship, but I mean, I'll be truthfully honest. Like what would he possibly bring outside of, I mean, an individual coach, like a little linebacker assistant coach, you know, personnel coach? I give him that. Yeah, he got experience and he's done enough to be able to earn that position. But a coach, like someone who actually has input and is making decisions, no. That's what I'm saying. You see how dumb that sounds? Like, why would we even consider that? Like, he hasn't, you know, he's not breaking nothing down on ESPN. He's not showing us giving us no inclination that he's actually knowledgeable about the game of football. He just knows what he knows. And that's okay. But I would never consider like, oh yeah, Bart Scott would be a good hire for the New York Jets. What are you talking about? Really? Him?
Bart Scott.
Yeah, nah, it'd be a joke. I mean, we'd be laughed at even more. Like, it'd just be like, yo, these guys just really don't get it. They just doing whatever, just waste their money.
He's definitely a mad backer. That's for sure.
Yeah, and that could be beneficial, but
how? How would that be beneficial to hear Bart Scott?
No, I'm saying for like an individual talent, like a young guy that's coming in the league, him being able to train him to be a little bit more physical, to be able to attack have run reads and playing zone coverage and things of that nature. Yeah, I can see him.
He don't know how to Q. He doesn't even know how to finish a sentence on the radio. You're going to tell me that?
Brad, you act like I'm giving again. Assistant linebacker coach has the least to do this. I'm telling you exactly what they're going to do. They're like, "Hey, young fella, you see that pulling guard when that guard pull? He's telling you where the ball going. You got to hit that gap. Like that don't take a rocket science. You can do that. Like it ain't. I wouldn't pay him $1 million, but that's another thing. But I give him a couple thousand to come out there every now and then to say something, help encourage the guys. Speaking of a Jet veteran or something.
All right, let's just for some coaches that did know what they're doing. So I know you're a Steelers fan. So obviously Mike Tomlin stepping down, and now they hire Mike McCarthy. So first part of it, are you surprised Mike Tomlin stepped down, and do you think he'll coach another team maybe in the next couple of years? And also Mike McCarthy going there, do you like the hire, and could that keep Aaron Rodgers there?
So that was a couple questions. All right, so
Tomlin first. Do you think he'll coach maybe in a few years or so?
Tomlin stepping down was just a nice way of getting fired. Like that was just a political way of leaving. He had to at least win one playoff game to have any type of leverage. So that's their nice way of keeping his,
reputation.
Reputation the same and up in the
his aura. His Tomlin aura.
Yeah, to keep that going or whatever. Do I think he will coach again? At first, when I saw, the news or whatever, I was like, yeah, but you got to think about 20 years, all on one team, to come back. It would have to be like a special, unique situation. And even then, I really don't think he got more than 2 to 5 years left in coaching. Now, I know you look at like Andy Reid or whatever, you like, he's coaching forever. But it's like, I just look at him and I don't see it like where he got more than 2 to 5 if he was to come back. But if I'm playing it like I'm saying it, I don't think he'd do it. I think he may go to like TV and then be in like an advisory role for somebody. But I don't see him coming back as a coach. I just don't. And Mike McCarthy, I like the pick.
I do too.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers come back neither. Yeah,
really?
I think Aaron Rodgers is done. He had a good season. If Tomlin would have stayed one more year, I could see Aaron Rodgers being emotional and coming back for one last year. But I don't think there's nothing left on the table for Aaron. I don't think he's in a situation where he can actually help a team get to the Super Bowl.
Well, he does. He's got his made-up wife. I mean, he got married in the offseason. Nobody's met her. Nobody's ever seen her. But I
know how you do it, especially in Cali.
He named his hand Brittany, and he married his hand, and he put a ring on it. That's what he did. I mean, he uses his hands in many different ways. I mean, in his pants, on a football. So maybe that's what he named his new wife, his hand. Hi, Brittany. How are you? Yeah, well,
we got people identifying as different things these days. So
you're absolutely right.
Might be a situation he's in. I don't know. You never know. There's no limit no more. It's like it can go either way.
Bad Bunny said he's going to be on the stage during the halftime show with a dress.
The worst decision ever. It's the worst decision ever. Like it's a slap in the face to say, yeah, you know what, fans, we can care less about you. The integrity of the league. We care like we want money. And we're going to do anything that we can to get money. But I would tell you this, because I did hear a little bit of your takes from the beginning. I think you got to, going into next season, I want you to just shift your mind from being the traditional fan to understanding that this is WWF, all right?
Hold on.
This is pure entertainment.
Let me tell you something. I am one of very few people. I've been doing this for almost 14 years, Q. Mm-hmm. Let me throw this out to you. I am the first person, before I was attacked by the media, before I was attacked by fans, saying that the NFL is rigged. I've been saying this for a very long time. I've pinned it. I've pointed it out. And I said, oh, that's not true. That's not true. You're out of your mind. I said, the referees control the game. The NFL games are one play. You make one bad mistake, the game's over. I mean, it ends. It's usually within 3 to 7 points. It's less than a touchdown. And all a referee has to do is call a bad play, like the Broncos game. We all know that it wasn't a backwards lateral. Right. It was not. He threw the ball. He threw it with both hands, and they called it. And that was the touchdown that the Patriots only needed to win the game, which cost the Broncos a chance to play in the Super Bowl, which obviously got their offensive coordinator fired as well. So, which is crazy. And with a third-string quarterback that, the only team that actually knew who he was the New England Patriots, who, by the way, Josh McDaniels drafted in the 7th round years before that, 5 years or 6 years before that, which we all know. And by the way, we are talking to former New York Jets defensive end, our friend Quinton Copless. We love him on the show, as we always invite him to come on the show. I've been saying this a long time, Quinton, that I've always said that it's transition. I watched sports when I was a kid. These guys played to win. When you watch hockey, these guys would go out there and beat the hell out of each other to win the game. It's not like that anymore. They're all prima donnas. They're all like NBA players. Michael Jordan couldn't stand the Detroit Pistons because they tried to kill him. Right. Now, these NBA players are each other's godfathers for each other's family members. I mean, they're best buddies. So when they're on the basketball court, they're hanging out with each other. Offset from the games of basketball. They're going out to dinner before the game. I mean, it's not competition anymore. Big problem.
I think there was a lot of Hall of Fame guys who were actually good friends and hung out with each other. It's just that once the lights came on and we got in between the lines, it was kill or be killed. And so that's the difference between this generation now, because they can't turn that switch on to be able to say, like, this guy's my enemy. Like, even when I play pickup, like, I tell cats all the time, they're like, you're a whole different person, like, when you, like, playing the game or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, like, I don't know how to be, like, cool with you afterwards. Like, I'm going at you and talking to you crazy on the court, and then I'm asking you about your family when we done with the day. Like, after the games is over with and we about to walk out, I'm checking in on you. After I just mentally destroyed you on the court. You know what I mean? But I'm not even thinking about what I did on the court, though. I'm, like, literally tuned out. So I'm talking to you as, like, I genuinely care about you, like, what's going on, and just checking in with you. But if you, like, take a snapshot of what's going on, it's like you was the most disrespectful person on the court a while ago. How you just go from that to, yeah, how's the family? Everything good? Like, stuff like that. Like, it's weird, but that's the era. Like, I grew up in that era, and, like, that's how we operate. You know what I mean? Like, I would never cross that line while I'm in between the lines. Like, every man has a line that you just don't cross. But this generation now, you got to think, man. Like, it's like I said, it's not just the NFL is rigged. It just became entertainment, and so even with that, like, this generation is all about entertainment. So even when you was just talking about Draymond, that, like, it felt personal to you because you're an actual fan. Mm-hmm. However, he understands algorithms, and he understands, like, if I say this is going to be on ESPN for the next 2 or 3, 4 days. This may get me another 10 to 15,000 more followers.
Yeah, but that's the problem, Q. They're using a platform they should not be using to do that. And again, the NBA should be stepping in, suspending him. I don't know. I mean,
but this is what I'm saying, that the whole generation, we're cooked. If you're not trying to get into the algorithm, then you're going to fall behind. So you have to say these outlandish things and the things what's going to automatically hit the algorithm. Race, politics,
all right,
religion. So these things are going to continually. Soon as you say something, it's going to be all over the place.
All right,
you know what I mean?
I got it. So what you're saying here on this show tonight is maybe I should just be outlandishly crazy, go
You have
after.
to, or you're going to get left behind.
So I think for now on, I'm going to just talk about religion and race and just throw it out there, and hopefully it sticks, ladies and gentlemen.
If you want to get like 10 to 15,000, if you're doing it, like if you want to get more followers and get more money coming in, absolutely, for sure.
I love it.
But if you were to stay true to the craft, you can do that too. It just takes you longer. That's all I'm saying. It just takes you longer to do it authentically than it does if you just keep hitting the algorithm.
Listen, I'm as authentic as they get, my friend.
I agree. But I'm just saying, I'm telling you the side that they look at it as. Like when you talk about the KDs and you talk about the Draymonds, like we got guys who are out here wearing jewelry in the game. And nobody snatched no necklace. Ain't nobody did nothing. Like, what it would be like if I was to hit somebody and I seen a diamond necklace on they shoulder pad. You know what's about to happen the next play? I'm finna get forget the tackle. I'm finna snatch that. And for sure. Like, I want to make sure that I do that. You know what I mean? I'm going out my way. Like, those guys won't wearing like jewelry. Like, these guys are iced out and everything, and it's cool, but like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's no bad intentions no more. So it's all entertainment, and everybody just want clicks and money. That's it. And then now you about to start seeing people with the most followers get opportunities.
Yeah.
Not the people, not the athletes. It's the one that got the most followers.
But that's
they're getting it over the athletes.
But I agree with you, and that's the problem right now in this industry. Is like, it's funny, and I want to give a shout out to. I don't use AI a lot, and so I asked AI last night. So I asked AI last night, where do we rank against the best shows in America? Mm-hmm. And they put us against the best football show in America. And that's I forget what Pardon something. It's on Barstool. It's the number one show. It's on Netflix. They have their own. They have an opportunity. You can go check out the show on Netflix. So I asked them, where do we rank against them? Seriously. And they put us in categories, and they compared us, and they edged us 5-1 against them. The only thing we didn't edge against them was marketing and sponsorships, because we're not on a big platform yet. But everything else, authenticity, personality, knowing what we're talking about, edgy, everything, they put us above practically 90% of the shows in America. And that's AI looking at the analytics and looking at our show and comparing us. That's what I asked. And I said, are you serious? He says, absolutely serious. And then they explained to me why they chose us over them. That's amazing when AI can tell you that. It makes you feel good that you're doing something right, and you can compete and be compared to the best shows in America, but you're still not there yet. You're still not considered better than their shows. Yes.
Did you ask why?
Yeah, it's marketing.
Did you ask for them to give you an itemized about how to market to get these sponsorships?
100%. We need to be signed by a major network. That's really what it is. Yeah. If we were on ESPN right now, if we were on the NFL Network right now, we would be the biggest show in America. I really do believe that. It's crazy to say that, and I know a lot of people are probably saying
I'm thinking about, like, when you start talking, I'm starting to think about like networks and stuff like that, because sometimes I think platforms matter. That obviously the bigger platforms matter, but I think that the relationship with the platform is going to continue to keep driven. You know what I mean? It's going to keep you drive when you actually with a platform that you guys can coexist versus somebody who's just throwing you a lump sum of money to be able to get their ratings and get their money up.
We are talking to former New York Jets defensive end, our friend Quinton Copless, and I agree with you. And to me, what I really, really hate about this industry is there are guys that are in the industry that I've trained, that I've helped, and they don't even come close to the kind of product that we put out there. And they sit there, they kiss ass and whatever they do. And it bothers the hell out of me, because I work, for 13 years, I've worked my tail off. And again, I've spoken to agents, I've spoken to networks. Well, I've spoken to a network on comparing myself. And I told, and it's crazy to say this guy, and he's the regional guy. He runs the whole radio station. I'm not going to mention the network. And I listened to how crazy I am when I got him on the phone. I said, when you retire, when you have an interview and somebody asks you, what is the most important thing you did for the industry? What's the biggest thing you did for the industry? And I said, you know what you're going to say to them? And he says, what? you hired Errol Marks. And he looked at he stopped for a second. He started giggling. And he says, "Wow, you really are confident." I said, "You're damn right I am." And I told him the straight up truth because honestly, it's not. Everybody looks at content and everybody's like, all these shows now are all about talking about their families, their dogs. When I'm listening to sports, I want to hear your take on the sports end. I want to laugh. I want you to give me the entertainment part of your take, but I want to hear sports. I don't want to hear about your dog, taking him to the vet, putting him to sleep, or shooting a catheter up your ass or some stupid crap that these guys are talking about. I don't want to hear about it. I want to hear about your take. And half of these guys don't even know what the hell they're talking about.
They just regurgitating, what they heard this morning. What they heard this morning or what they heard before they went on air.
I don't listen to anybody. Quentin, I don't listen to anybody. You have Bart Scott.
I do. I hate him. I'm the guy that
get it
inside all them. Like even what's the boy name? Ryan Taylor. Like it just talks crazy. Just says all the dumbest things, but he understands algorithms. So where I used to get mad at him, I understand that he's doing whatever it takes for the algorithm. He's not actually giving the good take.
That's horrible.
Like, if you look at Stephen A., he went from actually being authentic journalism to like just hollering to now he's playing like even if you look at his not to go into politics, but like if you go to his page and you start seeing his independent Stephen A. Smith show, he played both sides. So he tethered to whatever, like, so say something happened with Trump or whatever, then he going to play to the Democrats. And then say the Democrats do something stupid, and he going to play with the Republicans. He's never consistent. You don't know what he is. And he just says in the name of being an independent. Well, what is an independent? Nothing. There's no like when have we had an independent representation? Like somebody, like it doesn't. It's nothing. It's literally nothing there. And so that's what I'm saying. Like it's just. And then he's at a place now where he got people who write for him, like, and give him these tapes and stuff. He's not really doing no research. He got a research team, and then they just doing whatever the algorithm say.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, all of this is just entertainment now. It's not even, and this is frustrate me and you because we understand the actual game, and we actually have a perspective that can actually be helpful to people who don't understand the game, to like the general fan. That just love, the Jets or just love watching football. Like we can give them a perspective that they'll never understand before. And we found value in that where they just like, I just want you to click on this and stay up here for 30 seconds on this 1 minute clip. And then I get that rating, I get that like, I get that view. And my data says that I got X amount of views today, and then I get a check from this platform, I get a check from that platform, then I go to the table and I negotiate a deal with this platform, and then they pay me, and my ratings will go down, but I already got my check.
Q, you're upsetting me here. This is upsetting me.
I started a podcast, so I'm into it now.
I'm loving it.
I started to see it.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Maybe you should invite me on your podcast because I'm going to drop the hammer on everybody. Here's my take on it. Screw Stephen A. Smith. Screw Bart Scott. Screw them all. Pat McAfee. And here's the facts.
Pat pretty good, though. You don't like Pat?
Pat doesn't know anything about football. When he gets into the basketball conversation, you can tell he's being told what to say. Listen, if I'm going to listen to somebody, I want them to actually know what they're talking about.
Correct.
I want to hear your take. You're going to give me your take, and it's going to make sense. Now, when I'm hearing Stephen A. Smith tell me that Floyd Mayweather is the greatest boxer of all time, when he doesn't even know who he fought his last 5 fights, okay? I don't want to hear it. Right. You don't even know who he was fighting his last 5 fights against.
He's a trained guy.
Yeah, to me, it's pathetic. And you want to know this, and this is the truth. I watch mixed martial arts, and then I see Stephen A. Smith at some of these events, at UFC 320 or UFC 319. What do you know about mixed martial arts?
So
what do you know?
Stunt. He just got to say he's there.
Oh,
it's a seat filler. It's like going to the Grammys and you see somebody in there, and then next minute you don't see him. Then you see somebody in that same seat. There's just a seat filler. He's just going to. You got to be in these places. That's another thing that you should do. Like start going to these events, making yourself seen or whatever, because a lot of the times that's where the deals are made. Oh, I saw you at the UFC 320. Oh, yeah. Oh, I saw you at the UFC White House situation. Oh, yeah. Oh, I saw you at the inauguration. Oh, yeah, I saw you at the ESPYs. Oh, yeah, I saw. Like, you just got to be around.
Yeah, I just got to jump, and I should just I should get wings, and I should just fly from one place to another. Got to go to San Francisco, right there.
Yeah, that's going to be hard.
I'm not going.
Yes, go to San Francisco, but it's going to be terrible.
No. We have Nith, our Blue Blazer killer, as he flew over there. And we'll let him take our credentials. Here's what I don't like about the NFL. And by the way, we are talking to former New York Jets defensive end, our friend QUINTON COPLES. He's obviously starting a podcast. We love him. We love his personality. It's great. So what I can't stand about the NFL is we were invited to the Super Bowl last year. So we went. And at the last minute, they told us, we don't have a table for you at Radio Row. But when we got there, I had my executive producer, Fish, and Nick Goody, an ex-MLB player that came with us to help us, bring different personalities to come and sit with us. So they went up there and they said, well, we were invited. Why? We have credentials, but we don't have a table. Well, if there's a table open, you can sit at. So we were jumping from table to table, being disrespected, while we saw college students from LSU or schools we never even heard of sitting, eating their lunch, not interviewing anybody, but the NFL is okay with that. But they're not okay for a top 200 show. By the way, I don't know if you know this, Quinton Q. Quinton Copes. We were ranked at 107th in football shows. That's 2.5 million people in America on Spotify and Apple. Think about that. But the NFL, but screw the NFL. They didn't give us a table. They give all these other idiots tables that we're ahead of. What happened?
Who's your contact in the NFL?
The NFL. We reach out to the credentials.
You can't reach out to the NFL like some general random guy. You got to have a contact.
Well, maybe we got to go through you. How about that? You're my contact. You're
my
contact.
Connect you with somebody. They better hate me as much as I be talking bad about them, exposing them.
Oh, there he goes. One of our interns, Zoot, he says that his school, Bonaventure, they got a table, but we didn't. And so they told me. So we reached out to them. I asked them. So I made a plan. If I was going to go there this year, I bought mics and everything. We'll do the interview standing up. Screw them. But you know what? I said, you know what? I'm not going to promote their platform. Why am I going to give them any credit when they didn't give us the credit when we're on Blue Wire? We're doing all our stuff. We're as good as anybody in the industry, and we're not getting a table. But St. Bonaventure has a table. Screw you, St. Bonaventure. Screw you, LSU. Up yours. BYU, kiss my ass.
Yeah, you can't take this personal. You got to get out your feelings.
No, I'm cool, man. I'm cool.
No, you can feel, but you can't be in your feelings. Because at the end of the day, this is just business. It's just entertainment. So that's why I'm saying, you got to turn that switch where you got to realize, hey, this is just. How can I put it? It's reality TV / VR. You know how they was selling virtual real estate and people was actually buying it?
Yeah. I have a friend that did it.
This is where we at. This is where we at. This is the type of people that we're dealing with. You know what I mean? People who are spending hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars buying virtual real estate in the middle of nothing. So that's what you got to take into consideration. This joke is just a front. It's no... You just act like, you're a part of the club or whatever, but do your own thing. Don't get caught up with the Hollywood parties and stuff, but just go in, handle your business, meet who you need to meet, and do your interviews and get out.
Yeah, well, I'm not going.
It sucks, but I'm just telling you because you deserve it.
Thank you.
Even y'all, you all do. Y'all deserve exactly everything that you guys desire in regards to this space.
I love you, man. We gotta talk off air. Well, throw me your number. Throw me your number. We gotta talk. We gotta talk, bud. I honestly, we love everything about you personally and personality wise. I think you'll do great as a podcaster. And for all these idiots that do podcasts that are absolutely horrible, half these guys, Richard Sherman, oh my God, that show is absolutely putrid. I listen to his show. I don't really listen to podcasts. I popped it on the other day. I almost threw up. Okay. I can't sit and listen to a guy that, he was a good football player, but his personality and trying to go offset from all the other stuff that he talks, is just absolutely horrible. And I don't even want to hear his take on some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth. But we love you, man. Keep up the good work. Let's click after you got my direct messenger.
Yeah.
Send me your number. We'll
I'll
talk.
shoot you my information, and let's do something.
Absolutely. Quinton Coplles, ladies and gentlemen. The one, the man, the killer. Rex Ryan's pick.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
That'd be great, man.
We love you, man. Quinton Coplles. He's sensational. Oh, yeah. I love him. He really is. Great personality, and honestly, was mistreated by the New York Jets. If the Jets put him in the right position, this guy could have been a great defensive lineman, but the Jets did him wrong. And obviously got pushed around a couple of places and really didn't really get over the hump. So unfortunately, it happens like that.